Hey guys, welcome to Snapshot Video. My name is Ryan. We were going to film outside today, but we had a little bit of an ice storm, so I decided to bring it in the garage. The only problem within the garage is we have a project going on. We're redoing my daughter's desk, and so we got dust and paint and stuff everywhere, so not a lot of room. So I wanted to try to do a little video that might come in handy, especially if you're using IP cameras for internet security, if you have hard drives, computers you're networking together, stuff like that. I'll show you how to make a simple little Ethernet cord, anywhere from 3 inches to 1,000 feet long. We got a box of wire, we got some connectors, put it all together. I'm going to show you how to do it. As I said, we've been sanding and repainting, so this stuff right here is a little dusty in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up real quick. Give us a nice little work spot. Yes, it's not the best spot. My workbench right now is full of stuff too. So we'll get this cleaned up a little bit, and I'll show you guys kind of the difference between a cat5 and cat6. There is a difference between the two, but the connectors on the ends are the exact same. Here's a couple of things you're gonna need. First of all, your cat5 piece. The ends, now there's two different kind of ends, and I'll show you the difference between the two, but you can either use 1-part ends or 2-part ends, and then a pair of snips and your cat5 crimpers. These are shears that are made to cut wire, so that will cut it. I'm just gonna put a little spot in it to open it. There is also a spot on this tool right here. There's a little circle. You can put it in there, twist it, and then that slices it as well. Gives you a perfect opening. There's a little string in here. The string you can pull back if you need more wire, and it actually opens up the coating. I usually do not use that string unless it comes off really short or really weird. Now you'll see there's 4 different wires in here. All 4 wires are twisted. There's orange, blue, green, brown. Doesn't matter which color you use. As long as both ends are the exact same, it really doesn't matter. The proper combination for it, if you're doing B pattern, there's an A pattern and a B pattern. Most every cat5 cable is on the B pattern. B pattern is a color combination that is orange, white, orange, and then it goes green, white, which you unwrap those, green, white, then it goes to blue, and then from blue it goes to blue, white, and then it goes to green, and then it goes to brown, white, and then brown. Now people ask, what is the reason for this pattern? Well, first thing you'll notice in the pattern is every other one is a solid and every other one is a white. So orange, white, orange, green, white, blue, blue, white, green, brown, white, brown. This is called the B pattern. They also have an A pattern, and the orange and green are switched, and I'll explain why they do that here in just a little bit. But for right now, this is the way it fans out. This is the color setup for it. Zoom in a little bit so you can see it. This is the color pattern and how it's supposed to be set up. Orange, white, orange, green, white, blue, blue, white, green, brown, white, brown. Our little clicker, cutter. And I usually hold them about a half a fingernail. See where it lines up on my finger? About half a fingernail width, and I go right up to the end in this cutter. Oops. And I cut off all the extras. So that kind of gives me a lineup of where they go. I make sure they all stay. One has little lines in it, the other one does not, because the other one's made to have the wires go up in here and then you push them up inside the connector. This one here, the wires go straight into the connector itself. Sometimes if you wiggle them, do it like this and just wiggle it back and forth, you'll actually get them to line up and straighten out. And then we take this little black end and you slide them all in there. There's little holes and they all come out nice and even right out of those little holes. Then you measure out kind of where they go. You say, okay. Kind of look on the side of it, see where it's going to go inside there. And then when you find the right spot, make sure you trim all those off evenly. This little thing you can use as back cutter. It completely cuts them off. It's supposed to. It's getting a little dull. Cuts them all off flush. Push it out and this pops right in there. That little black piece goes in. See, little black piece is in there all the way. Notice how the wire is in the spot that's going to be getting crimped. So that way the covering is inside there so it gets crimped properly. Because if the covering's not in there, then it'll pull right out. So we put the covering in there. There's two connectors that you can use to crimp it. The first one is for telephone wires. This right here is an Ethernet. It's a bigger connection. Stick it in there. It's only shaped for one direction. That's for this little pin. Goes in there and you just simply squeeze it. And when you squeeze it, it pushes all those little fingers down in there. Pull it out. No, I gotta push it out the back. Pull it out and you have a secure connection. And you can take a look, and if you look right on the side of it, you can see the wires are all the way up at the very end. These little pins have been pushed down and they're holding each wire in. You can double check, look through the bottom of it here or look through the top of it here. Orange, white, orange, green, white, blue, blue, white, green, brown, white, brown. Make sure you have the right connections and you're done. It's simple cat5. We just have to do the other end. Wiggle it back and forth, get them all to line up nicely. They're all lined up. I do my about half finger's width. Cut it off. Not my finger, cut off the wire. Cut it off right there. And then we take this connector and we push this connector in there. And you'll see this connector actually had the little lines inside of it. And that separates out all those wires. Now as you can tell, I cut them too long. It's not going in there like I did on the other one. So I need to do is be careful, pull it back out. I can either reuse this and cut it again, or I have snips and I just snip off a little bit. Now mind you, the pins face up towards me, so when I crimp them, and plus this allows me to see what's going on. So when I crimp them, it pushes these little pins right here back down. The little itty bitty pins right there, I'm not sure if you can see them. I'm trying to get his focus. Those little pins right there, right now they're up. And when we use this crimper, you'll see when the crimper goes down, it pushes those little pins down. So that kind of gives you a little example of what it's doing. So now you'll see I cut off that extra. It's actually pushed up in there like a proper cat5 connection right there at the end of it. So we're good to go, and I take it and I stick it back inside the crimper. We crimp it all the way down, kind of help it out a little bit. You'll notice all those little pins right there are pushed back all the way down. I don't know if you can see it, sorry about that. All those little pins are pushed back down. Colors, orange, white, orange, green, white, blue, blue, white, green, brown, white, brown. And you have yourself a complete cat5 cable. Now you can tell the difference in the two. One has the little plastic black piece, the other one does not. So you can see the difference in the two, but both of them perfectly good wire.